In this quick video, we're gonna go over a quick, easy strategy, free strategy of how we can find upcoming trending products to sell on Etsy before they particularly become super trending. As we know, it's important to always keep our products up to date, even in our current existing product lines. As trends and times change, our brands also have to evolve and change with the times. One of the #1 killers of Etsy shops is not constantly updating and enhancing your product line. And also, if you're new and just looking to get inspired or trying to find new product opportunities, this is going to be super helpful for you as well. There's really no right or wrong answer to this in a sense. The goal of this is that you come out the other side with a validated idea that people actually want what you have to sell, and that you're not going to put a bunch of time and energy and potentially money into a product line that isn't going to sell when you go to market. And I just want to note this at the beginning of the video, because this other core element to business and starting a business is really important. You're picking up an opportunity or you're picking a product line, really envision yourself and ask yourself this question: is this something that I can see myself working in for the next 3 to 5 years or beyond? Because those are the companies that really make the multiple 7-figure exits. Those are the companies that make it so big that they can eventually manifest off Etsy and build a real brand. I think it's really important to try to find something that really aligns with you as a person, that this isn't just something that you're going to try out for a few months. Really envision yourself being in that operation for many years. Because again, that's going to contribute way more volumes to your success later on. So this is like the easiest way that I found to do product research for trending products. What did I do? I literally went to the free ChatGPT and we asked the question: what are the upcoming products to sell on Etsy? And guess what? They're gonna tell you what are some top trending products to sell on Etsy. And then I asked again, what are some emerging specific trending, to get more specific. So what are emerging specific trending product ideas to sell on Etsy? So this prompt was just, what are some up and coming ideas to sell on Etsy? And it gave me back some pretty broad ideas, but I wanted to get more specific. So then we got more specific down here. So we have embroidery kits. What do I do when I see these more specific ideas? And then I got more ideas down here. But what I'm looking for is not only what are these ideas, but then we want to go in and actually find some KPIs or key performance indicators on really, is there some indicators of some good sales volume? If we go into Pinterest here and we put in embroidery kits, back up, why are we going to Pinterest in the first place? Pinterest, what it does, Pinterest is going to naturally show you what is the most trending, what you could call product photography on the internet. At the top of the Pinterest search, it's going to naturally show you what are the most trending imagery for those products. And so I love to go to Pinterest because it really gives you inspiration and ideas of what are the brand vibes that are trending. This has always steered me in a direction for my own creative marketing. That is your photography and your imagery, which is probably the single most important thing about your listing. And this is gonna set the standard of what your imagery should look like. Sometimes people like to go on Etsy and look at older listings that have really poor imagery, but for whatever reason, it has a bestseller badge and add to carts, but the listing is like 5 years old. And then they say, well, I'm gonna make my images look like that guy. When really that's not a standard, that's an opportunity. When someone is an older seller, and that is the key factor of their success, the time variable, which is, that listing could be 4 years old with 1,000 reviews, but that doesn't mean that's the standard at which your product photography should be. Your product photography is the standard of what I would say Pinterest is telling you is trending. And so when you see those opportunities, again, it's an opportunity, because if you see someone with poor imagery, but they're still making sales, then that's an even bigger opportunity for you, because you know that you're gonna come into the gates with really competitive imagery based off of what is actually trending for that product at that time. This is actually selling the kit. So the kit to actually make these, but like this image is a really beautiful image showing scissors, DIY inspiration. So something like this, even something maybe like this, but with a badge, but for, fit for an Etsy placeholder thumbnail. Another one that we have is personalized leather goods. As you know, on Etsy, anything personalized cutting boards, leather badges, makeup kits, bridal shower, bachelorette party, goodie bags. Anything with personalization is super, super hot right now. So again, I love this idea. I think that this is a great idea, and there's a lot of ways that you can get manufacturer partners, and you can do small parcel items as well, like baggage tags, wine holders, and stuff like that are all personalized. And then it's just getting the machinery to actually do the personalization. If I wanted to go validate that this was a big enough landscape for me to actually build a whole shop around, we're gonna open Etsy in an incognito window, and we're gonna type in personalized leather goods. And we just want to find some clear indicators on some products that are doing really well, but in a relatively short amount of time. You can see all of these have a bestseller badge. Let's check out this guy here. Again, the KPIs that really say a product's winning or just in the free way that you can do this, the only way you can tell is by the add to cart badge. So 20 add to carts is always the max, and a bestseller badge. So that's a clear indicator that at least this listing in specific is doing really, really well. Another KPI is that they have 192 reviews. I'm gonna check just off the quick check right now. So this listing is less than a year old. 192 reviews in less than a year is a really good ratio. So this is definitely a hot product. I'm actually going to go to the shop. They've had 3,700 sales, and let's just check the age of their actual shop. So their shop is from 2022, which in my opinion, that's not a whole bunch of sales. To get my proof of concept, I want to find a shop that's pretty young, but has pushed a lot of sales in this space. Because that means that if a shop is young and pushing that many sales in a short amount of time, that means that you can also do it. And that means it is actually a hot product. Whereas like a shop like this, their first review came in May of 2023. Let's just say they open in April and it took them a full month to get their first review. That means they've been open for less than 11 months and they already did 6,000 sales in their first calendar year. That's really killer for their first year in business. So that's a pretty valid proof of concept if you wanted to go into some sort of leather good bag store or something like that. But really, they're just limited to bags. So you could launch way more than just them because they only have 17 listings, which is actually really nothing in the grand scheme of things. You could do bag tags, you could do belts, anything with leather that could be personalized. So like that's a huge opportunity for such a young shop. Now, obviously I did this all free organically, but there is tools like eRank where literally you can come in here and sort it by when the shop opened and sort it by who's pushing the most sales for the shortest amount of time, which is honestly probably the easiest way to do it if you're looking for top trending shops that are just starting like within a month and are already pushing a lot of sales volume. Like this shop has already done 1,000 sales and they just opened in 2024, which that's a shop that's absolutely probably doing all the right things as long as they're not doing any trademark infringement or drop shipping stuff through China or something like that. But if you don't want to pay for any tools, like I said, like you saw in this video, a really easy way to go about it is just ChatGPT. You can use Pinterest and then just go inside of Etsy and try to find your competition or what would be your competition that is a relatively new shop that is pushing a lot of sales in a short amount of time. Now, one thing that you want to make sure that you don't do here is that a lot of times people get confused on who their actual competition is. Your true competition is somebody that is attracting a similar customer avatar as you. So if you're selling jewelry, somebody selling solid gold jewelry versus someone selling fast fashion jewelry is attracting two completely different customer avatars. Somebody that wants to spend $300 on a necklace versus somebody that wants to spend, $30 on a necklace is two completely different people. So you're not looking to compare yourself against shops that actually wouldn't be competing for the same customer. So you definitely want to keep that in mind when you're looking at your competition. And like I mentioned, the key here is asking yourself, do I have the willingness? Do I actually have the capacity and the means to perform at this high level as my competition? Because that is the standard. And if we go into the marketplace and we see young shops that maybe are not fully optimizing their listing, or like in that example, not have many listings. In 1 year, they only got to 17 listings. That's not a standard, that's an opportunity. So if that guy has only 17 listings with 6,000 sales, imagine how many more sales you would have if you have a competitive product, but then you also expand the product line to maybe 10 10 other different types of products. Guys, I have way more full in-depth trainings on every single part of the Etsy business engine in my channel, from Etsy ads to hiring and firing employees to doing SEO, every single thing. Like, you do not even need a course. Just go inside my channel, and every single thing that I've ever learned about being on Etsy and online in general exists in my channel. So make sure you go check out all of those videos and playlists next. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.